My 9 to 5 hours are draining all my energy. How did I get here again? A melodramatic nature's gonna do me in. How did I get here again? Now.
Hey everyone, welcome to sunny Bath. Remember we were here just for Christmas, for the Christmas lights. So it's actually really nice to be back here again. This time for something a bit different. So for those that don't know, Bath is a city in the southwest of England, right on the tip of the Cotswolds where we were before in Tetbury, slightly south of there. It's a Roman city, an Edwardian city, an ancient city with thousands of years of history. And as you can see on a Sunday, it's already very busy. But I'm here today for the Bath Photowalk. So basically, it's a walk where we do photography. Usually a lot shorter than most walks. And because this is the first one back of the year, or back since the pandemic, rather than doing one mass walk with lots of people, we're actually going to be doing a sort of a scatter. So we're all going to have to go off and find locations and come back and take photographs at each location, and then we'll all share our images. So our meeting point is actually going to be at the historic Bath Abbey, so which I can just about see coming into view. It's a beautiful abbey, absolutely stunning inside and out. If you watched my previous video, that's where the moon was. I don't know if you can pick that up, but the church bells are ringing now and it sounds amazing. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe 8 bells? I don't know. Is it a 12 bell? I don't know. Tell me in the comments. So the aim of today is really just to enjoy myself. I used to live in Bath for 10 years, so I know the city really well. But this is just an opportunity to come along, maybe visit some areas I've not been to. So the photo walk will hopefully take me somewhere new and interesting. But just to relax, have fun. It's all about, you know, enjoying yourself more than anything else. It's not a competition. Anyway, I think I'm going to go and try and find the organisers. So we've got our themes. I've got me on a bit of paper. So we've got 4 locations to go to. The first one, well, I say first one, but this can be done in any order. So we've got Bath Abbey, Pultney Bridge, Queen Square, and the Theatre Royal. So all places I know very well. So I'm just approaching the first one. I've decided to do it in the order of Pultney Bridge first, because I think that one's going to be one I'm going to walk all the way around. So it might take a little while. And then Bath Abbey, because it's literally behind me. You can still see the Abbeys there behind me. And then maybe the theatre and finish off at Queen Square, but could do it the other way, because then we're going to go down to a pub called the Westgate Inn, meet up for a drink and a chat afterwards. Now each location actually has a theme. So you can see on here, Bath Abbey, there are 3 different themes: door, high and dark. We can interpret them how we want. So Pultney Bridge, the first one right here, is called Over, View and Pair. So yeah, it's going to be quite interesting to see what different people come up with this, and that's part of the fun of it, is actually looking at what others come up with it. So we've got over, so I guess going over the bridge. So that's pictures on the bridge itself. A view would be a view of the bridge, and a pair. Interesting. Let's give you your first view of the bridge itself in question. We look over this wall, a very famous bridge. As you can see from there, it's also got a weir below it as well. So yeah, I think my first thought is actually there's an image to be got from the other side over there, and then further up the river there is another bridge, and there is actually gardens down here as well. So this is Parade Gardens. You can see the viewpoint from there. But they are actually beautiful gardens. Been in them many a time. And the good thing is, in the winter there's no charge to come in these gardens. In the summer they charge. So we might as well come down and have a look. This is the Angel of Peace to commemorate King Edward VII. He was known as the Peacemaker, so it's the Angel of Peace. But actually, I love this building behind. You look at it carefully, it's got 3 different roofs. It's got the castle, the mansion house, and I guess the cottage, but purposely built. And something that was hidden in these gardens for years and years and years, this was all covered with trees and overgrown, and they've resurrected it, but it's basically a pet cemetery. So yeah, right here in the centre of Bath, there's a hidden pet cemetery for dogs, horses. There's one here that says, our mate Chum. Yeah. So quite a few graves here, and I'm guessing all connected to the house behind. Let's have a look at the view from here, I guess. So it was a nice enough image, but a bit bland for me, so I'm going to head to the bridge and see what we can produce from there, zooming in a little bit. There's always time for a latte, isn't there? So yeah, pit stop. Yeah, so I think this view gives you much more options than the previous views. You can get the boats, you can get the mansion house, you can get, yeah, so much more into it. So I think what we'll do now is we'll take a walk along this towpath, and we'll head over to where the weir is and see what the view's like there. And if you come here on match day, it'll probably be packed because this is Bath Rugby's ground. And just over the other side is Parade Gardens, so that's where we were earlier. We've got the Parade Gardens. It's such a beautiful setting here. I do like this angle here, so I'm going to give this a go. I like the way that the tree above is framing, as well as the view of the weir, so I don't know if I'll get that in, but yeah, it's quite nice at the moment. So we're just coming up to one of my favourite locations. That last one was actually really good. Took quite a few shots, a lot of wider shots. This one could be quite touristy, but it's a really nice view, and the water, because of the weir, is really calm and reflective. So I do like it here. But I guess we'll get the camera out and see what we get. If I get anything interesting, I'll show you. Look at those lovely reflections. Quite touristy, lots of people here. I think you'd have to come a different time of day if you didn't want people in your shop, but it's a lovely view. This might make an interesting shot if I take this and then spin it upside down. Always got to be thinking about things in different ways. Now, one of the themes for this bridge was pear. So what I might do is do something like this in mono. Yeah, we've got a pair of tunnels, so I'll probably crop it as well, so we don't have the right-hand tunnel in it, and we'll crop that bit out. So we're literally going to have the top and bottom, both the reflection and the top bit. Just spotted this guy here sat on the seat, so he might make an interesting subject. So I'm going to see what I can get. So I've got a couple of photos, but I just don't like the guy behind him at the moment, so I'm just going to wait a bit of time, see what happens. Used to really enjoy coming to this pub here, the Boater, right by the weir, when I lived in Bath. Yeah, that's the great thing about Bath, lots of pubs, terraces, cafes. Now, believe it or not, we're actually on top of the bridge now. So yeah, it's one of those bridges that has buildings on it. Right, time to move on. I spent far too much time shooting one location. Onwards, I think Bath Abbey next. So the Abbey is just round the corner from the bridge, which is always handy. Yeah, so not quite sure I'm going to do this. I think the themes are door, high, and dark. So door, I guess, there's quite a lot of doors. There's the famous door at the front. We've got lots of little doors around it though, so we'll have to do a walk around. But as I'm approaching it here, let me turn the camera around. Yeah, so high. Sun cut the top there, I guess. Yeah, so there's a lot of detail up high, so I guess we can zoom in on something. But I think we'll have to have a look, and I've got to be careful where the sun is as well. The sun is up there to the left at the moment, or just behind it. But if I move to my left, it just makes a really, really bright spot in the sky. So going to be a little bit limited, but we'll see what we can get. I do like the flag flying. I think having these upright shots really give the impression of height, which is quite good actually. So for those who've watched my Bath Christmas lights and markets, you may remember there was a Christmas tree just here, and Bath Abbey itself was completely lit up. So this is the famous door, shall we say. So intricately designed and beautiful. Let's see if we can have a look at it up close. Such beautiful designs in it, intricate. Very obvious, but we'll take some pictures anyway. Just as we photograph the doors, they open them up because there's a service going on inside. And everyone's leaving, I think. But there are other doors. This one looks quite new and modern, so I'm going to have a look around the other side. So I have found this more unassuming door of the Abbey, which I'm pretty sure I can make a feature of. So next to that door is another door, and that's got a statue next to it. So I've had a little go at photographing both doors, trying to include a bit more of the Abbey into it. Yeah, including the statue into it. So we'll have a look and see which one comes out best. So the interesting one's going to be dark, because yeah, other than looking at the stained glass windows and looking at the dark areas of those, you really probably want to be inside, which I can't do at the moment. So it's either finding a dark object or something maybe a little bit more sinister and darker. I don't know, but I haven't found anything yet. So I may have to go back around the other side and stick with the windows. Actually, some of these might make good silhouettes. So I might go with that as dark. Is that Game of Thrones? Does that have 3 direwolves? So I've been going about 3 hours now. So I think I'm going to head to the Theatre Royal next, which is along this road I'm walking along now, which I think Cheap Street. We'll cross over the town centre. I've been at it nearly 2 hours, well actually no, an hour and a half, because we stood chatting for a while. So yeah, theme for here, gold, sign and line. So I don't know if there's going to be a line for the theatre. I doubt it this time of day, but see if there's some lines around there. Yeah, be interesting. And of course it's opposite Swartz Brothers, which again, if you saw my Bath video, you just saw the overindulgent but completely delicious gourmet burger that is Swartz Brothers. I should have that for Sunday lunch. Ooh. Well, I've just bumped into a load of the guys going the opposite direction, so I think I'm way behind the rest of them, but I don't mind. It's all about taking your time and having fun on this one. We're not doing it in a set time or walk. So we'll let them do what they do and we'll catch up with them later. But coming around the corner now. So the Theatre Royal is actually right up in front of us. It's quite a food courtery here. Swartz Brothers on the right. Not sponsored by them, but maybe they should sponsor me. Delicious burgers, Swartz Brothers. Yeah, so we've got some cafes, restaurants over on the left. And then this building at the back is the Theatre Royal. So we'll bring it into view as you see it. It's a beautiful building. You can see why gold is a theme, because it is blingy, blingy, blingy with gold. Look at that interesting building opposite where Giggling Squid is. The roof on there. It's beautiful, but we're not here for that. We're here for the theatre, which has got the sun coming into it now. It's probably not the best time, but we'll have a go. I like the bling. Bling's going to be easy, I think. It's the rest of them might be interesting. So just a short walk up from the theatre is Queen Square. Somewhere I spent many a lunchtime eating lunch, funny enough. In the summer it's beautiful. Actually, even in the winter it's quite nice this time of year. So yeah, that was quite interesting. A little bit challenging because all the signs were gold. So if you're getting something gold, you're getting a sign. And lines were quite interesting as well. So I'll throw a few images up there of what I got. You can let me know which ones you prefer. But I'm just arriving here now in Queen Square. Here it is. It's a beautiful square with this obelisk. So let's go in the square first. We've actually got a theme of fast, same and item. So yeah, maybe we don't want to be in the square itself, but outside with the traffic. Well, I think that's me done for this final location. Quite interesting actually once you get into it. So I did end up going with a lot of cars. Funny enough, I should just hung around for sports cars for fast. We did get Maserati, Ferrari just went through. Did manage to capture an Aston Martin, so I might use that one if it works out. Yeah, also did a little bit of panning with some push bikes, which again gave the impression of speed and fast. Got an item. And yeah, same was quite interesting as well, but hopefully I've interpreted that quite well. So we'll have a look at those and see what you think. But all my batteries are dying on my cameras. It's 2 degrees still here. It's beautiful, but it's a bit chilly, so I'm going to go this way. Yeah, so all my batteries have gone, and I didn't bring my charging bank in anticipation of that, so there you go, lesson learned. But we managed to capture it all, so that's good. So I'm going to go and find the Westgate pub now. Hopefully the other guys are still there. So I did make it to the pub and met up with everybody else. I had myself a sneaky cider on a Sunday. And as you can see here, I've whittled down my images to just a few. Still far more than I actually need to whittle them down to, but these are a selection of images. I thought I'd just show them to you so you get a feel of the type of images that I shot. As you know, I spent quite a bit of time around by Pultney Bridge, so consequently got quite a few different shots from different angles up on the bridge, then further on down below, and then when we got close to the weir, and as you can see there, the last one where we had that lovely mill pond effect. However, the image I decided to go on in the end was this one. This is the reflection, so I've actually flipped the image upside down, and then I've used the reflection to show that image of the bridge there on the right with the church steeple over it and so on and so forth, which I think just a bit different, a bit unusual. I like it. So that was the view, Pultney Bridge. This one is over. So again, you can see two different images here of my interpretation. Over, we've got the, in the middle of the bridge, we had this sort of almost marks the centre of the bridge really, which I quite like. And then I had the low angle going across the bridge. But yeah, in the end, I went for this one with the Pultney Bridge going over the top, so literally halfway across the bridge. And finally for Pultney Bridge, the theme of pear, I went for these pear tunnels. So which I think was always my anticipation when I was down there. So I've just created this mono image of the tunnels there as a pair. So a choice of two really for high over at the Abbey, and we've got the first one, which was the one of the towers right at the top with the St George's flag flying over it for England, but also like this perspective as well as looking up high with the window. I think it was a really nice perspective, but in the end I did go for the tower. I just like that as a little bit different, up high with the flag. Yeah. As for the doors at the Abbey, well, this is how those two came out, which were almost next to each other, which I do like. I think they got some character and all the rest of it. But I think after editing them all, I actually went for this one here of the main door. So I managed to grab this before they opened the doors, before everybody came piling out. And it was just a really close macro shot and going along the edge of one of the designs on the door, which I think is quite nice. And for the final theme on the Abbey, which was dark, I did go for the stained glass window in the end, which was around the original side of the Abbey. Yeah, I quite like this. There's a little bit of light trickling through, but I like the silhouette of the birds there against the stained glass and the bit behind it. So onward now to the Theatre Royal. And yeah, as you can see from these three, all three could have really represented gold or sign in reality. So we have the box office sign, we have the New Theatre Royal sign, and then we have the Here Lived Beau Nash sign. In the end, I went for the New Theatre Royal as the gold, with the gold lettering, and some beautiful ornate gold lion and gold unicorn. So I think that was really nice. And then this little sign, there's quite a few signs around here about Beau Nash. So yeah, I went for that little bit of detail for the sign there. As for the lines, well, actually there's quite a few different choices. There was this little sort of spiky thing on the left there, which was on the side of the building, and that created all these sort of fun twisty lines coming out of it. There was a bike rack opposite, which I thought would create some really nice lines going towards it. And in the end, I went for actually a line down the pavement, which then also included the bike rack as well on the left-hand side. And I just like the line because it's a nice leading line leading you back towards the Theatre Royal. So yeah, that's the one I plumped for in the end. So on to our final location, which was Queen's Square. And we have the themes there of fast, same and item. So fast, I was looking at cars and things like that, I think I said earlier. So we had the Aston Martin came through, which is obviously a fast car. There was a Ferrari I missed and a Maserati I missed, but I quite liked the shot of that, the low down angle looking up to it as it came around the corner. And then we have these cyclists with the Deliveroo cyclist, I guess he is, delivering food or something like that, whizzing around the corner using the panning technique. And for me, that was just a stronger image of the two, and that's the one I decided to go for in the end as my winner for that theme. As for the pair, well, I came up with a couple of ideas. One was to try and find where there was a pair. So there was this building on the side there with the two blue doors, which I really liked. So I had to try and get the right angle with no vehicles, no people, be a bit patient because it was really busy at the time. And then I've got the pair of Minis on the right hand side there. And yeah, that was just a case of I found the Mini, I knew it was a common car. So I just sort of sat there and waited for another Mini to come along and captured that as it came through. I think for me in the end, the doors are the winner. So for item, I found this leftover discarded sushi packet left on the seat there. So I kind of just sort of got in close, got a nice wide angle on it. But I just wanted to kind of include it in the square as well.
I didn't want it to be just an item on its own. I wanted to be able to show that we were actually still in Queen Square. So I wanted to try and sort of combine the two there with the background and the item in the shot, which then I went and put in the bin, because why would people leave that on the seat? I have no idea. So yeah, there you go. That was my selection of images. I should be uploading those now to Facebook, to the group page up on there. Let me know in the comments down below, which was your favourite of these images? Which ones did you like? Would you have put the same ones up as me, or would you have put a different one in there? Be interested on your feedback. It's always interesting to see what other people's perspectives are on images, and particularly where there was a choice of two, you know, like the doors, or like the over on the bridge, or the views of the bridge. Anything like that, you know, let me know. What would be your choice of image would you put through? Do you agree with me, or would you have put something different? And yeah, it just leaves me to say thank you very much if you've been watching this far. I do appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that like button for me. It means a lot. And subscribe, and we'll see you on the next adventure. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
How did I get here again? I was just here maybe 2 hours ago. How did I get here again? My 9 to 5 hours are draining all my energy. How did I get here again? A melodramatic nature's gonna do me